All right, moving right along to our Giants portion of the show, and the Giants quarterback rumors are really starting to float around. Remember, they have Eli Manning signed through next year, but he is 38 years old, and the questions then become, does Dwayne Haskins, is he starting to lobby to really become a Giant? In an interview, Haskins said he would, quote, love to play for the Giants, and he even posted on social media a picture of him in a New York Giants football jersey. It was edited over like he was already playing for the Giants. I think this is probably what the Giants might do at number 6 overall in the NFL draft. Remember, they sit there at 6, and the 5 teams before them really don't have a need for a quarterback. So unless someone trades up to that spot or trades ahead of number 6, the Giants are going to be the first team in the NFL draft this year, first team in the top 10 really, that need a quarterback and could take a quarterback at number 6. So you look at the quarterbacks there, there's Drew Lock, Kyler Murray. I think Dwayne Haskins is probably the best bet for the New York Giants. 4,381 yards in his 1 year at Ohio State last year, 50 touchdowns. This guy was probably the best passer that Urban Meyer had ever seen or ever coached at Ohio State or even Florida, back to the Tim Tebow years. He's a legit starter in this league, and I think he'd be a really, really good pick for the New York Giants. Pair him up with Saquon Barkley, pair him up with Odell Beckham Jr. Now, the key would be here is sit him behind Eli Manning. So Eli, again, is going to play another year, and so you would presumably let him learn, let him grow behind Eli Manning, much like Aaron Rodgers sat for a while, but maybe just for a year here. Let Haskins sit, grow behind Eli Manning, and then come in and take over the reins as the Giants quarterback of the future. I think the Giants need a quarterback. Eli Manning is 38 years old. He's not getting any younger, and he's not really gotten any better in the past couple of years. They need to address it this year, and at number 6 overall, that's a perfect spot to go ahead and get the best quarterback in this draft, and I think Dwayne Haskins probably is the best quarterback in this draft. He wants to be a Giant. It looks like a perfect fit, a big, big, good match there in the Big Apple in New York City. What do you guys think? Let me know down below, which quarterback should the Giants draft in the first round? Is it Dwayne Haskins? Is it Kyler Murray? Maybe Drew Lock? Maybe someone else? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving right along here to more Giant news. Cap cuts. How should the New York Giants trim their cap? There's some rumors floating around that the Giants might be looking to cut one of their star defensive players in order to get more room and stay underneath the cap. This is interesting. I found this out a couple days ago. The Giants' top 5 contracts, the most expensive 5 contracts on their team, account for 49% of their salary cap in 2019. The past 7 Super Bowl winners, their top 5 average salary only accounts for about 32.6% of their 2019 cap. What does that tell us? Is that the teams that are winning the Super Bowl, Eagles, Patriots, continue going down the line, Patriots again, right? The teams that are winning the Super Bowl in the past couple years don't have 5 massive contracts. They have, it's spread, the wealth is spread throughout the team. So then you go to the Giants, and you look at see who they pay the most money to, Eli Manning, Odell Beckham. Then the number and the guy that crosses the line is Olivier Vernon, right? I think the Giants might be looking to cut Olivier Vernon this year to get more money underneath the cap. He's been injured the past 2 seasons, played a little bit, then got injured. Only 7 sacks in 2018. If the Giants cut him, after all the dead money and all the cap hits and stuff, they would still save $15.5 million in 2019. Like we talked about earlier with the Eagles, there's a ton of free agent pass rushers who are probably less injury prone and younger than Olivier Vernon. Plus, the draft is stacked full of good pass rushers. This is a logical cut for the Giants to make in order to save money and really get better. How good is Olivier Vernon? We recognize the name. We know he was a good pass rusher in the past, but injured in his past 2 seasons, only 7 sacks this past year. Why not go out and get a guy like Frank Clark, who was great for the Seattle Seahawks and had 13 sacks this past year, and save a little bit of money as well? I say look for the Giants to possibly cut Olivier Vernon this offseason. Got to keep an eye on that. It's going to be very, very interesting. And again, we said it. There are a lot of good pass rushers in the draft. So you don't have to go sign one in free agency. You can go to the draft and get a guy like Nick Bosa, Josh Allen, Rashawn Gary, Cleveland Farrell, Montez Sweat. These are all really, really good pass rushers, and that's just the top 5. There are other pass rushers that you could get later in the draft, and I think that the Giants, a logical thing for them to do, save a little bit of money. Try and not have 5 massive contracts. Save a little bit of money, and then in the future, listen, Eli is going to be gone. You'll have a rookie quarterback, maybe Haskins on a rookie deal. So then the only big contract you would then have would be Odell Beckham Jr., and that gets you back down to that Super Bowl winning NFL average. About 30% of your top 5 players account for your cap in 2019. What do you guys think? Should the Giants keep Olivier Vernon or cut Olivier Vernon? Type C down below for cut, or K down below for keep, or hey, what about trade him? T down below for trade as well. Let me know what you guys think the Giants should do with Olivier Vernon.